Jake, when you kind of break down that game, into periods, what was the biggest difference there, particularly, that first versus that second and third as a group?
Yeah, obviously we had a really good start. Played well. Didn't give them a whole lot in the first, and second period we had a few good looks at the start, but after I think about the 12-minute mark, they got some momentum, and then it carried into the third period, and they played very well the second half of the game, and we were right there. We had some opportunities. It was just a game of inches, and that's what it was tonight. And it's a tough one to lose right now, but the guys battled hard. Shouldn't hang their heads about that. The effort was there. It was a fine line.
And just how tough is that, knowing that the real estate left in the season is so slow, and you can put together a 20-minute effort at that beginning, and then it sort of falls apart.
Yeah, it's tough. It's consistency is key in this league. It's not always going to be there. It's very rare you can play a 60-minute perfect hockey game, but if you can, put your best foot forward for the majority of the game and give yourself opportunities and looks, and we did that tonight. Again, it was just a fine line. The goalie made some good stops, and it was right there for us.
What's the most important thing as a group when you do build such good momentum at the beginning of the trip, and then just not letting one eat away?
Yeah, we were 2-1 on this trip. If you got to have perspective in this situation, you get 4 to 6 points on this trip, you'll take it. But at the same time, I understand how crucial the situation is, and we're down to 8 games maybe left. You're pushing it here, but again, I've reiterated this since I got here. I've been in this situation before. You can't worry about other teams. You just got to worry about us, and we'll get a good few days off here. We can regroup, get some bumps and bruises taken care of, and get back next week.
Bratt, it almost feels like we've been through this type of situation before, where that first 20-minute effort is there, and then the game kind of gets away. What did you see the differences between your periods tonight?
Obviously, when you go up 2-0 after the first, you obviously know that they're going to have a push, and they did. We had some breakdowns in our game and some small mistakes that they capitalized on. Yeah, it's not great right now.
You talk about that push, and you also talked about it when we played in Toronto. And was there a different way you maybe handled a push from Toronto versus you guys to, be able to flip the score?
I think for the most part of the game, I think that we played pretty solid. We didn't give up that many chances, and there were obviously small plays in the game that they capitalized, and every team is going to have a mistake, and we capitalized on 2 of their mistakes, and they capitalized on some of ours. Obviously, it's a tight game. It's a hard-fought game, and obviously this is a crucial win for us, and we would have needed that.
Nico, just talking to some other guys before, it almost feels like this is a really tough one for you guys, just the way things started and knowing how little space is left for you guys here this season.
Yeah, it is. We know there was a game we should have taken advantage, and I think there are any excuses there. I think if you look at the game, we just got to find a way to win against certain teams, and we haven't done that all year, and it should not happen, and just another immature performance by us.
You seem, and I think you almost seem angry about it, about the way everything unfolded.
It's just, some things doesn't change, and I think everybody has to look at themselves in the mirror, and I think if you play against teams like that, the only way they're going to beat you is if you beat yourself, and that's what we did here tonight again.
And so what is then the message other than that, going in with whatever you guys have left here?
Well, we move on from here, but it happened too much over the year, and I think everybody in here should finally learn from it, and we keep addressing it till everybody gets it, and just like that, we're going to be a playoff team again.
What do you think changed after the first period that swung momentum in their favor?
I said we made little mistakes, and they made us pay, and we shot ourselves in the foot again. And like I said, again, just happened too much this year.
Head coach Travis Green. Travis, of course, you guys jumped out to the 2-0 lead after period number 1. What happened in those final 2 periods?
Well, it's disappointing. I really, there was a lot of the game that I liked. I thought, the first period was about as good as you could want. We probably could have had a few more goals. We hit some posts tonight. And we knew this team was going to push, and they did. there's parts of the second period that we didn't like. So, their top guy made some plays, and then a couple little mistakes just throughout the game cost us really.
Well, Coach, this morning you talked about you knew that this was going to be a tough game. You knew that Buffalo was going to come out. And do you feel that maybe if you guys were able to capitalize on one of those power plays in the first, that you might have been able to kind of put a stranglehold on this game?
For sure. I thought in the first period we could have easily had one or two more goals, and we needed another one for sure. I don't fault our effort tonight. I thought, pretty well to a man. Every guy in there worked. But there's just a couple little mistakes that you'd like to have back, and some of that's mental, and at this time of the year it costs you.
How do you balance the emotion in the room right now of knowing how few games are left for this team? The chances now have become slimmer to be able to reach the postseason, and you've got to just string together some wins.
Yeah, I think it's a good time that we get a few days off right now, especially after you lose a game like that, to regroup, refocus, and then really all we can do is worry about the next game.
Trev, one of the things that Nico was saying, if we want to take a next step as a team, we've got to actually learn our lessons when they're in front of us. Yeah. Why can't some teams sometimes have that moment?
Well, it's not. Hey, when you go out there and play, the other team's trying to win too. And, they had a good effort out of a lot of people on their team. They've got a good hockey team. You look at their back end with some of those young D that they have, some of their forwards. I thought their goalie played well. It was a hard-fought game. It's 2-2. When they score with 5 minutes left to take the lead, and quite easily we almost had a breakaway a few minutes before with Bratter, and the puck bounces over his stick. It was one of those games where whatever team lost was going to be upset with the loss, and you hate being on the wrong side of it, and but you've got to learn from your mistakes. The one thing is, when you lose, you can't just sit there and say, hey, we should have won. We could have won tonight, and if we didn't make a few little mistakes that we'd like to have back, and some of them are just mental mistakes, and some of that's learning and being in the league for a little while as well.
Thank you very much.